Chosen one, hear me, and hear me well. This message is not for the distracted, not for the ones who scroll through endless noise, not for the ones who chase fleeting shadows and call it living. This message is not for the crowds who gather but never listen. This is for you, the one who has always known deep down that you were different, that you carried something that could not be explained, that you bore a weight that others never seemed to feel. You are the one who has wrestled with heaven and earth, the one who has carried both the burden of light and the ache of responsibility, the one who sometimes walks alone because even in the silence of solitude, you know that heaven is walking with you. Yes, I am speaking to you, the one who has been mislabeled, misunderstood, set aside, and overlooked. They may not have seen you, but the spirit realm has always known you. While the world gave you names that never fit, heaven wrote your true identity long before your birth. You are not here by accident, not here by coincidence, not here by random chance. You are here because God Himself placed His imprint on you, His eternal fingerprint etched into your very being. You are what the scriptures call fearfully and wonderfully made, Psalm 139:14. And that is not a poetic phrase, it is heaven's truth about you. You are not a copy in the sense of imitation, but you are fashioned in likeness, patterned with divine resemblance. Do not shrink from it, do not deny it. The world may see arrogance, but heaven sees assignment. You carry a divine signature that echoes the same frequency as the one who calmed storms with a word, healed the broken with a touch, and shattered death with resurrection. You have been called to understand not just what it means to admire Him, but to walk like Him, to endure like Him, to love like Him, and yes, to rise like Him. You are not Jesus, but through the Spirit, His nature flows in you. As the Word declares, Christ in you, the hope of glory, Colossians 1:27. This is not a metaphor, it is reality. When God formed you, He was not careless. He did not craft you from leftovers. He infused you with the same eternal essence that burned in His Son. That is why love pours out of you, even when it hurts. That is why you cannot stay silent when darkness tries to reign. That is why curses break when you walk into rooms where others only felt chains. You were never designed to blend in. You were sent to reflect heaven's light. Remember how Jesus said, I am the light of the world, John 8:12. And later He turned to His disciples and said, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, Matthew 5:14. Chosen one, that includes you. Your very life was intended to radiate His presence. Now, I know the question has burned in you. If I carry such divine power, why does life feel so hard? Why the battles, the heartbreaks, the nights of silence? Let me tell you, great power always attracts great pressure. Before Jesus ever stepped into miracles, He spent years in obscurity, years in silence, years in wilderness where temptation pressed against His soul. You are living that same rhythm. The struggles you have endured are not proof of weakness, they are confirmation of identity. Hell does not waste ammunition on empty vessels. The enemy does not chase those who pose no threat. You have been targeted because you carry weight. You have been attacked because you carry power. Just as Jesus was tempted right after the Father's voice declared Him beloved, so too you have been tested right after heaven marked you as chosen. Every night you thought you would not survive. Every morning you wondered if your mind could hold on. Every season when grief or betrayal tried to crush you. Those were not signs of abandonment. They were signs that you carried something too dangerous for hell to ignore. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still carrying peace that cannot be explained. Do you remember what Jesus said in John 14:27? "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives do I give to you." That peace is what kept you when storms raged. That peace is why you can walk through chaos and still not be shaken. People look at you and wonder, how can you still love? How can you still forgive? How can you still hope after everything? And the answer is simple. Because the Spirit of Christ sustains you from within. You have noticed it already, how some people are drawn to you and others are unsettled by your very presence. Without saying a word, you make some feel seen and others feel exposed. It is not you, it is the light in you. Darkness cannot be comfortable where light resides. Remember in Mark 1:24, when the demons cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth?" They could not remain hidden in his presence. And chosen one, that same conflict happens around you. You carry something that disturbs what is unholy and comforts what is broken. That is not ordinary. That is divine power at work. You have seen things before they happen. You have felt burdens for people you barely know. You have woken in the middle of the night with prayers on your lips, not understanding why, but compelled by a weight in your spirit. That is not coincidence. That is not just intuition. That is prophetic discernment. The Lord said in Amos 3:7, "Surely the sovereign Lord does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets." Chosen one, when you feel the nudge to pray, when you sense the shift before it arrives, you are tasting the prophetic rhythm of Christ. And yet, you've tried to run. You have tried to silence the calling, to pretend you could live normal. But heaven always reroutes you. Every time you think you are finished, God writes another chapter. Every time you try to step off the path, a divine encounter pulls you back. Do not despise this. You are on heaven's timeline, and heaven wastes nothing. That is why interruptions mark your story. That is why your life is filled with divine appointments that never make sense until later. Jesus' life was never neat, never predictable. Blind men shouted, lepers cried out, storms arose, religious leaders opposed. And yet, through every disruption, the mission of God advanced. Your life mirrors that because you carry the same assignment, to reveal Christ to a world desperate for something real. You have wept for those who mocked you. You have prayed for those who betrayed you. You have loved those who did not deserve it. And that, chosen one, is the ultimate evidence of Christ alive in you. Remember when he hung on the cross and said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Luke 23:34. That same spirit of relentless mercy is alive in you. The world may call it weakness, but heaven calls it power, because true divine power is not only in miracles, it is in love, unconditional and unbreakable. If you feel this stirring, know this. You are not simply imitating Christ from a distance. You are hosting him from within. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. Romans 8:11. You are not striving to reflect him, you are carrying him. That is why you cannot quit. That is why you cannot remain silent. That is why you cannot stay hidden forever. Heaven has marked you, refined you, and now heaven is unveiling you. Do not think you chose this. You did not wake up one day and decide to walk this path. God chose you before the foundations of the world. Ephesians 1:4. He saw every wilderness you would walk through, every betrayal, every night of silence, and still, he said, "This one will carry my presence." You were chosen not because you were the strongest, not because you were the most qualified, but because you were willing. Your yes in the small places gave you authority in the greater places. You asked, "Why me?" And heaven answers, "Because you said yes when others said no. Because you loved when others gave up. Because you obeyed when it cost you everything." This is why divine power flows through you. It is not for platforms, not for spotlight, not for ego. It is for purpose. Jesus did not walk in power to impress the Pharisees. He used it to wash feet, to restore families, to feed the hungry, to touch the untouchable. And chosen one, you're being raised for the same. You're not being lifted to be idolized. You're being ignited to set others on fire. When people encounter you, they should feel heaven drawing near. That is the weight of what you carry. So, how do you walk in it more fully? Stay connected to the source. Prayer is not optional. It is your lifeline. Worship is not performance. It is your fuel. The word is not suggestion. It is your weapon. As Ephesians 6:17 declares, "Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life." Proverbs 4:23. Protect your peace, because chaos drains power. Be okay with solitude, for even Jesus withdrew to lonely places to pray. Luke 5:16. Fast often, for fasting clears the noise and sharpens your ear to heaven's whisper. Surround yourself with fire, for iron sharpens iron. Proverbs 27:17. Not everyone can walk with one who carries Christ, but those who do will fan your flame. And remember this, the world is not waiting for another sermon. They are waiting for a living testimony. They are waiting for someone who forgives without conditions, who loves without recognition, who walks into chaos and carries peace. They are waiting for someone like you. Do not dim your light. Do not shrink back. Jesus said, "Greater works shall you do." John 14:12. Believe it. Step into it. Because revival is not a future event. You are the revival. The Spirit of the living God is alive in you, moving through you, speaking through you. When you enter rooms, you are carrying the kingdom. When you love the unlovable, you are carrying his heart. When you forgive the unforgivable, you are carrying his cross. And when people see you, they should feel like eternity brushed against them for a moment. That is not pressure. That is purpose. You are not alone. Angels are assigned to you. Heaven's armies back you. The Spirit intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. Romans 8:26. And Jesus himself walks through you. So rise, chosen one. Pray boldly.